outside of himself. An offensive line that was going through a rotation that couldn't protect him. And he's still there. He's that close to getting back to the Super Bowl. You go to the AFC Championship with that type of that mentality. I just see, of course he's trying to give the Patriots some room under the cap. But at the same time, there's more to it. His story has not ended just yet. And I think that's where he is right now. Mentally, he wants to continue to win football games. I haven't seen, at the quarterback position, I haven't seen a guy this competitive in my entire time being around the NFL. This guy's, it's not just about winning games, it's about his legacy.
I agree. Stephen A., wake up.
Come on, man.
Really?
Yes, really.
Really? Really? I mean, let's stop the presses, ladies and gentlemen. Let's stop the presses. So let's get this straight. Tom Brady gets a 2-year extension. Oh, where you been hanging out with Skip, Darren? You been hanging out with Skip, your favorite Cowboy fan, your Cowboy lovers? Is that what's going on here?
We're talking about New England here.
So stay with me, Skip. Don't interrupt me. Sip it. Listen to where I'm going. Oh, so Tom Brady, who said a year ago and 2 years ago he thinks he could play up until he's 45, maybe 50 years old, at age 38 signs a 2-year extension. Let's stop the presses. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful moment. I mean, he's so competitive. What are we talking about? Brett Favre part 2 here? Is that what we're doing? Oh, look at Tom Brady. Look at Psycho Tom. Look at him compete. What are we going to talk about next? Him jumping on the arms of his offensive lineman, headbutting somebody in the end zone after he throws a touchdown. Is that what we're going to do here?
Thank you for
we're going to sit up there and going to rave, and we're going to rave about it. I mean, look, the brother has been to 5 straight AFC Championship games. He's 38, unlike Peyton Manning. He isn't beat up plantar fascia, back surgeries, and all neck surgeries rather, and all of this other stuff. He's relatively healthy. He's only had 1 injury his entire career in 2008, I believe, when Matt Castle had to fill in after he went down against Kansas City in game 1 of the season. That's about it. He's relatively healthy. He can still throw the football. The team is still competing for championships because they're in AFC Championship games every year. What's the problem? He signed a 2-year extension, and enough of it. What's the big deal? He's Tom Brady. Oh, my goodness. Look at him. He's highly competitive. I thought Darren Woodson, that's something that Skip would gravitate to. You too? You too? Oh, my goodness. Oh, please. He signed a 2-year extension. He's going to be around for at least 3 more years. So what? I'm going to look forward to watching him. He's great. And I got it. We didn't know he was going to stay. We didn't know that he was going to restructure his deal so the New England Patriots could use more money to go out there and get him some help. We didn't know this. Come on. Come on.
So let me ask you a couple of questions here. Did Darren Woodson play for the New England Patriots? Please answer that.
No, he did not.
Big no. He is in the Dallas Cowboy Ring of Honor as one of the greatest safeties who ever played this game. So does Darren Woodson have any cachet as a defensive player talking about quarterbacks? No. Maybe a little. Just a little. Maybe a little bit, I would say. I think that was a very objective opinion from Darren Woodson.
I said he's not objective when he's around you, Skip Bennett. You contaminate everybody when it comes to the Cowboys.
So it's
I mean, you contaminate everybody when it comes to Tom Brady. Of course it's your fault. Of course it's your fault. Look at Ryan Clark, Darren Woodson. I mean, I'm waiting for Mark Schlereth and Merle Hodge and all of them to join the fray. You're just ridiculous. I mean, you contaminate people with your love fest. I mean, it's sick.
Did I jump into something I didn't know about?
No, you did not. You know what? The beauty of this was you didn't know a thing about this, and you just expressed your heart.
Yes, it was from the heart.
And right from the heart, and that's what you got right back in your face
from the
for.
Heart. From the heart, Darren Woodson. From the heart. You expect from the heart.
Now, let's go back to reality. Can we get back to reality here? Mr. Smith, as Darren Woodson would be the first to tell you, Tom Brady is revolutionizing the years that you can play quarterback in this league because he just had one of his greatest years at age 38. You just don't see that happen very often. And I will tell you, because I have it on good authority from people close to Brady, Nobody is more fanatical about nutrition and fitness than Tom Brady. They have their own cook. They're psycho. He's Psycho Tom in the kitchen.
No sugar, no
nothing.
MSG.
Nothing.
It's all about the diet. It's his wife, too.
It makes me look like a couch potato.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's how fanatical.
Chubby.
Yeah, I look chubby compared to this.
That's because you eat the same thing every day.
I do. And I'm pretty severe with what I eat, but I'm not Brady.
Yeah,
okay?
you eat the same thing.
And his fitness level is just extreme. So let's look at what he did. As he became starting quarterback for the New England Patriots, he went 7 straight years without missing a game. Then we all know what happened, as you referred to. First game of 08, bad knee injury, misses the whole year. Then he started the streak again. And for the last 7 years, once again, he had another 7-year span. He's missed 0 games. So he went 7 years plus 7 years with 0 misses, 0 misses. That's pretty great. So now let's get down to the question that Molly asked. What does it really tell you about Tom Brady? Okay, number one, it tells me that for him, 40 is going to be the new 30. When he talked about playing till he's 45, I believe him. I think he can play at a high level until he's 45. So I think there's going to be more years after this 2-year extension. Then back to what Darren brought up. Do not underestimate. He keeps restructuring his contract. He is taking less money. He's moving money around, so to speak. It's not that he's taking less dollars. He's taking less present dollars, and it helps the cap situation.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay, well, but still, a lot of guys won't do it. They want the money now. They want what they call PV, present value of the money, right? Okay, he's saying, I'll push it back. Now, again, in fairness to this conversation, his wife makes more money than he makes. So they're good. They're okay.
Reportedly $360 million.
Yeah,
$34 a year.
Okay, so that's not a problem.
Yeah,
Okay, so there's
I think he'll be okay.
Okay.
I think he'll be okay.
But what do I always tell you about LeBron James? I think LeBron's going to be okay with all his off-the-court commercial making, don't you? But LeBron, on principle, says, I'm going to take the max every year because, by God, that's what we do.
Don't you dare compare the two.
Oh, why shouldn't I?
Don't you dare compare the two.
Why not?
Let me tell you.
Does it not hurt LeBron James and get his supporting cast?
May I answer that question?
Yeah.
May I answer that question? You don't compare the two, number one, because Darren Woodson, speak up with your cowboy loving self.
Come on, bring it.
Tom Brady now loving self. Let's be clear. People are restructuring their deals in the NFL all the time. Sometimes they're forced to. Other times they voluntarily do so. But that is common ground, common practice in the National Football League. In the NBA, that is not the case. It's very foreign. And when you negotiate these collective bargaining agreements, and if a guy like LeBron James comes along and takes less, that'll give every team in the league an excuse to shortchange the non-LeBrons of the world. And then nobody would be getting the money that they could ultimately get. So because of that, I say don't compare the two. It's a totally different world in the NFL than it is in the NBA. Not to mention the fact that in Tom Brady's case, not just because of his wife, but again, the money is deferred. It's not like he's not going to get his money. You're just pushing it back. Whereas other people, Skip, they actually need that money now. And they can't afford to wait because they don't have a supermodel wife worth over $300 million.
Well, you know what? I don't think it's about the wife. I think it's about...
I'm not saying that. I'm just addressing his point. I'm just addressing his point.
It does. It helps to take a pay cut, of course. But, you know, and he's going to get that money. At some point, somehow, he's going to get that money. I think it's
That's
about...
all that matters.
But it is about deferring some of that money, pushing that money back so that you stay reasonably underneath the cap and you can build on a championship football team. I think that's where it is. Listen, his heart, of course, is about making money in this business, but his heart is about winning championships. Sure. And that's the missing value that we're missing here as far as the NFL is concerned, because the NFL is all about getting mine, individual. This guy is about team, and I think that's what's so special about this situation. He wants to win, and it's about his legacy. It's about the Patriots' legacy, and that's where they are right now.
He wants to win several more rings.
Absolutely.
Not just one more.
And you have to admire that.
Yeah.
You have to admire that.
Right.
I do admire it. I appreciate his 4 rings. I just want to remind the rest of the world that it's been more than a decade. He has won in that span. I just want to point that out.
Okay, but that's why he is so obsessed with winning multiple more rings. And by the way, I got to throw this in.
He's been obsessed in the past. Where did that get him?
Well, it got him to a bunch of AFC championship games. That's where it got him. It's hard to get there, as this man will tell you. It is hard. And by the way, on your LeBron point that you made, you don't want to open the Pandora's box in the NBA. Baloney to that. Free agents are going to get whatever they can command max on the open market in the NBA. LeBron could have just said, I'll take less money. Kobe could have said he would take less money. They're not going to do it because it's the principle. They said it's the principle.
Oh, please. And it's also organizations and you wondering what the hell they're going to do with that money. If you're Kobe Bryant and you gave away the money so Jim Buss and them could keep it in their coffers, what the hell were they going to do with it? Go down to Hooters? I mean, if it's Jim Buss, anything's possible. I mean, don't give me that. I want to hear that. I mean, please. Well, yeah, I said it. That's what I said. I didn't stutter. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that he wasn't going to spend the money on getting some more talent inside and getting more talent with the Los Angeles Lakers. You don't know what Cleveland. I like David Griffin. I believe he'll do a good job. But you don't know what they're going to do with it if LeBron doesn't give them the money. Tim Duncan knew what Greg Popovich and R.C. Buford were going to do with those dollars. That's why he didn't defer. Let's look at the organization, too.
Yeah, Tim Duncan.